Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. So this is chapter 4 for Kmaps. Okay, so this is actually extension from what you learned in the chapter 3. Okay, so in the chapter 3 you learn about how to simplify the Boolean expressions. Okay, using theorems, using theorems and law such as the commutative law, distributive law, okay, associative law, De Morgan theorems, and so on. So now from that techniques, okay, you will learn okay how to simplify it. Okay, Boolean expression, when you are given a truth table, you need to generate the Boolean expressions, okay, using SOP or POS, and you can simplify it, okay, using a theorems. But in the chapter 4, you will going to using a Kmaps. Okay, so this is the outline for this topic, which is a Kmaps. Okay, you have two variables. Introductions for the kernel map. Simplification of two variables using a kernel maps. Okay, three variables using kernel maps, and four variables using kernel maps. And you can simplify your Boolean equation via kernel map, and we will combine the circuit design, okay, and by generating the truth table, then we can generate the Boolean expression, the simplified Boolean expression using a kernel maps, and how we express x in the kernel maps. Okay, what is actually a kernel maps? We call a Kmaps. Okay, kernel maps is a Kmap is a special form of truth table that enables of pattern logic recognition of one. Okay, so it is one of the easiest way to simplify a Boolean expression. So this kind of map basically use a pictorial method, okay, of simplifying the Boolean expression. So K-maps ni adalah a graphical representation of your outputs for the given a Boolean expressions. Okay, and it contains the same information, whatever the information that you have in the truth table, same as in the K-map. Okay, so normally this Kmap has used, okay, two or up to six variables. Okay, and for this topic we only discuss problems up to the four variables only. Okay. All right. So the K map basically you have contain a cell. So a cell of each input combinations. Okay. So we have a cell that they have a combination of input variables, combinations of your input variables. So the Boolean expressions or the truth table with the n input variables have a 2 the power of n cells on the K map. So kalau dalam truth table kita ada n input variables, therefore in the Kmaps you have 2 the power of n of cells Kmap. For example, if you have a 2 variables of Kmap, therefore you have 2 the power of 2, which is equivalent of 4 cells. Okay, so this is example of the Kmap table, okay, that you need to draw, okay, you need to show, okay, when you do the operations in simplifying the Boolean expression later on. Okay, so this for the 4 cells of Kmap, okay, you can have a 2 column. Okay, first column represented by A bar, the second column will represent by A, and the first row will represent by B bar, and the second row will be represented by B. And you need to label the cell. Okay, the cell will start from the left cell, okay, at the first column, which is 0, and followed by 1, and the second column will be 2, and followed by 3. Okay, all right. So for the entry, so this is how the combinations of the combination input lah. Okay, for the two variable Kmaps. All right. So the Kmap cells, okay, are labeled so that they have horizontally adjacent cell which is differ only in one variables. Okay, for example, we have a cell A bar dot B bar and the cell bar A dot B bar. So basically, this is the only variables we have a B bar. Okay, and similarly, vertically adjacent cells. Okay, all right, they have differ for only one variables. Okay, for A bar dot B bar with the at the 0 cell and the cell A dot B A bar dot B. Okay, when you have a different only one in variables is which is B. Okay, Alright, so the bullet expressions, okay, yang ni lah. Okay, kalau dia ada horizontally, okay, so dia have a B bar. Kalau vertically, you have a A bar. Macam ni lah. Okay, kalau yang ni horizontally, okay, so you have one particular variable saja. Kalau vertically, okay, like this, you have only one variables difference. Okay, alright, itu maksud dia. Okay. So this is a bullet expression of the truth table with the three variables. Again, kalau kita ada three variables, so 2 to the power of 3 equivalent to 8 cells on the Kmap. So three variables in the Kmap, okay, table dia lain sikit daripada two variables. Okay, since you have 8 cells, okay, so you have 4 columns. Okay, first column is represented by A bar dot B bar. Second column will be A bar dot B. Third column will be A dot B. And fourth column is A dot B bar. And the first row will be C bar and the second row will be C. So for the label of your three variables, okay, Kmap, okay, they start for the left, from the left is 0, 1, second column is 2 and 3. For the fourth and fifth cell will be at the fourth column and the sixth and seventh will be at the third column. Okay, so ordering of cell ni penting kerana dia akan mempengaruhi awak punya jawapan nanti. Okay, kalau salah you punya ordering label of column and row or the cell, so then you will have problem with your answer. Okay, alright. Okay, so the kena ingat lah. Okay, basically you have to remember the ordering of the cell and also the level of a column and row. Okay, and for the 4 variable Kmap, okay, and 4 variable Kmap, since your 4 variable Kmap you have 2 to the power of 4, which is 16. So you have a 16. So 16 means you have 16 cells. Okay, so you have a 16 cell. So the 16 cells, okay, will represent by Kmap, okay, with the 4 columns, which is A bar dot B bar, A bar dot B, A dot B, and A dot B bar. And the row will be have C bar dot D bar, C bar dot D, CD, and C D bar. Okay, and the numbers of cells, okay, so the number of cells here, okay, when you level the number of cells, we have number of cells here, which is 0, 1, okay, the first column 0, 1, 2 will be at the fourth row, 3 will be at the third row, okay, 4, second column, 5, okay, 6 at the fourth row, and 7 will be at the third row, and the 8 will be at the fourth column, followed by 9, and 10 will be at the fourth row, and 11 will be at the third row, followed by 12, okay, we're at the third column, 13, okay, and followed by 14 at the fourth row and 15 at the third row. So yang ini kena hati-hati, okay, when you label the cell. Salah cell, okay, then will be possibility you have a wrong answer. Okay, so be careful of the label of column and row and juga the label of cell. Ordering number ni penting, kena betul, kena tahu kalau tak nanti you salah. Okay, alright. Now we go to the simplifications. Okay, how we simplify two variables Kmap. Okay, so the steps is following a Boolean expression. Okay, using a Kmap. Normally they use SOP expressions. Okay, from the truth table. Then from the SOP tadi kita akan plot a 1. Okay, on the Kmap for each product terms. Atau kita plot a 1 on the map for each output of 1. Output, okay, mana output dia 1, okay, maka kita akan plot dia dalam Kmap, transform it into a Kmap, and draw the loops around the adjacent cell containing 2 ones on the Kmap. So the loops may overlap lah, dia boleh overlap each other lah, and each loop dia boleh repeat the step 2 and 3 sampai you habis, dah tak ada yang tak ada inside the loops lah. Okay, ataupun dah habis dah semua dah you dah buat, okay, then you stop lah. And then setiap loop yang you buat tu sebenarnya dia provide the simplified product term. And when you identify the loop, okay, you dah identify each loop punya expression, then you akan combine it and join it with the OR gate ataupun the plus notation. Okay, alright. This is the first example, okay, of the OR gate truth table. Okay, now kita using gunakan all gate truth table to map into a Kmap. Okay, or transform it into a Kmap. So therefore, this is a truth table. Okay, so that kita tengok the output of 1, okay, which is at the here 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So only 1, 2, and 3 saja ada output of 1. Okay, jadi kita boleh draw the Kmap. Okay, kita boleh draw the Kmap here. Okay, so we draw the Kmap here. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so bila kita dah draw the plot of 1, okay, di dalam Kmap of two variables ni, then what we need to do is we draw the loops. Okay, so when you draw the loops, okay, for two variables of loop, okay, kalau two variables Kmap ni, dia punya loops dia maksimum 4 followed by 2. Okay, so tapi dalam kes ni you tak ada 4, so you have 2. So we have loop here, first loop, and then you have another one here. Okay, with the second loop. Okay, then after you draw the loops, okay, then you write the expression for each loop lah. Okay, so draw the expression of each loop. Okay, for here, alright, for this, the red group, okay, you can see that, okay, you can eliminate the B bar and B, because B bar and B is equals to 1, and 1 times A, you got A. So therefore, your punya loop is A. And then this for horizontally ni, okay, so as a look horizontal ni, okay, kita akan neutralkan A bar and A, okay, and we got a B expression. So therefore, your expression will be y equals to A plus B. So nampak senang kan? So it's not a big headache for you untuk buat to simplify Boolean expression using the theorems. Okay, Kmap lagi nampak lebih mudah. Okay. Alright, this is second example of two variables Kmap. Okay, by kita transform K not and gate truth table into a Kmaps. Okay, so here we have three inputs. Okay, 1, 0, dekat 0, 1, and 2. Alright, so we transform the output of 1 ni by plotting logic 1 into the two variables of Kmap. Okay, so this is cell 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So cell 0 ada 1. Cell 1 pun ada output of 1. Okay, and cell 2 pun ia ada output of 1. So after you plotting, then you draw the loops. Okay, so this is the loop. Okay, right, with the horizontal loops, and then this is vertical loops. Okay, so this is vertical loops. Okay, for the vertical loops. So therefore, after that, we can generate the expressions, the simple expression for each particular loops lah. Okay, for example, they have a bar. Okay, we eliminate this one. Okay, so that we got a b bar, and then this one for the column. Okay, here we eliminate b bar and b, so they have only a bar. So your expression will be y equals to a bar plus b bar. Okay, this is a not and truth table. Okay, using a Kmap. Okay, alright, this is a third example of two variable Kmaps whereby we use the exclusive OR gate truth table, okay, that we map into a Kmap. Okay, we transfer into a Kmap. So therefore, you have an output of 1 in the first and second. Okay, so the 0, 1, and 2, and 3. So we have one output of 1 at the 1, cell 1. You have output of 1 at the cell 2. Okay, so for this particular map, okay, when we draw the loops, okay, kita draw the loop kat sini. Okay, kita tak boleh draw loop like this, cross macam ni. Salah tak boleh. There's no cross loop, okay, in your Kmaps, okay. So therefore, you kena, okay, so therefore you had to wrong here. Erase. Okay. And then you kena ambil semualah. Sebab dia scattered kan. So dia independent. Tak boleh, since dia tak boleh nak, dia tak ada partner. Okay. For the loops. Okay. So therefore kita kena ambil semualah row and column. So A, B bar, and then A bar dot B. Okay. So then you combine Y equals to A B bar plus A bar B. Okay. Alright. Okay, there's no possible for to form a loop. Tak ada possible lah untuk form a loop. Okay, because they are only independent. Okay. Alright. Now he simplified. Okay, using a 3 variable Kmap. Okay, dalam 3 variable Kmap ni, kita allow for containing. Okay, oleh kerana 3 variable Kmap, you have 8 cells. Okay, so they have a possible for you to look for 2, 4 and 8 of ones. Okay, dalam Kmap awak. So the first draw loops. Okay, yang first thing you need to do is you have to draw the loop. Okay, with the highest of ones. Okay, kalau 8, 8 lah. Kalau dapat 8, 8. Kalau dapat 4, 4. And then followed by 2. Okay, alright. So we continue with that. Okay. Alright, so this is the first example how we draw and simplify the expressions, okay, from the truth table with the 3 input variables. Okay, for example, here you have the 3 inputs, okay, at the 0, 1 and 2. Okay, and then we transform it into the table of Kmap. Okay, dalam table Kmap, okay, remember this is 3 variable Kmap. In the 3 variable Kmap, okay, we have 4 columns. Okay, the first column is A bar dot B bar. Second column is A bar dot B. Third column A dot B. Fourth column is A dot B bar. And then the first row is C bar and C. For the level of 3 variable Kmap, we start with the 0, 1. The second column is 2 and 3. The fourth column will be the 4 and 5, and the third column will be 6 and 7 cell. Okay, and then after we label and organize kita punya Kmap table, then we plot, okay, our output of 1 tadi dalam kita punya Kmap. Okay, since you have plot dekat cell 1, logic 1 ada output of logic 1, cell 0 ada logic 1 and cell 2 ada logic 1. Okay, then after dah plotting, then baru kita draw the loops. Okay, so we find out here walaupun dia 8 cells tapi dia tak ada the 8 punya loop, 8 of 1. Okay, loop you tak ada containing of 8 of 1, 4 pun tak ada. So yang ada 2. So yang ini the loops. Okay, and then another one here. Ini. Okay, so now after we plot, draw the loops, okay, get each loop punya expression. So now in each loop expression, for here the horizontal one, the green loops. Okay, so this is between this one and A dot B bar and A bar dot B. Okay, first and second column. So we eliminate B bar and B because this one can eliminate because B bar and B bar is 1. Okay, and then for C bar is remain lah. So therefore we got A bar dot C bar. Okay, for the vertical, okay, loops, the red loop here, okay, so you have involved only column A bar dot B bar and involve 2 rows which is a C and C bar. So C bar and C can be eliminated as 1, and then we can have all the loops as a expression of this loop as A bar dot B bar. So when you combine your answer should be A bar dot B bar K plus with the A bar dot C bar. Okay. Alright, this is the second example how you write the simplified expressions, okay, from the truth table for the 3 input variables. The more output you have, the more simplified of your Boolean expressions when you're using a Kmap. Okay. Alright, for example, here you have output of for the 0, 1, 2, 3, and also 6. So we plot this output, okay, into the Kmap table of 3 input variables. So you have 0, 1, 2, 3, and also 6. Then after that, after floating, kita akan draw the loops. Okay, so therefore kat sini kita ada 4 loops, okay, of adjacent cell, okay, yang ada, okay, right, and then you have another 2, okay, yang ni, sebab yang ni dia satu sini, so kita partnerkan dengan yang orang sebelah, walaupun kita paksa kita overlap lah, okay, walaupun kita paksa kita overlap. Okay, now after we draw the loops, then we get the, and then we can get the expressions for each loop lah. Okay, so for the each loop, for the 4 loops here, okay, you involve this column and this column, so we can eliminate the B bar and B, and we can eliminate also C bar and C because they involve this one. Okay, so it become 1 and this will become 1, so the remaining will be A bar. Okay, and then for the red loops here, okay, so they involve this column A bar dot B and also A bar, okay, and they involve row of C bar, okay, and then we can eliminate the A and the A bar so that we get the expression of B dot C bar, okay, then your answer should be Y equals to A bar plus B dot C bar. Okay, for the third examples, we have to write the simplified expressions from the truth table that is shown below. So dari yang ni kita nampak lebih banyak output of 1 kan. So nanti kita boleh nampak we have a lot of simple expressions, more simplified expression lah. Okay, for this particular truth table. Okay, so you have 1 at the cell at the 0, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we plot into the Kmaps. Okay, kita plot dia punya Kmaps. So kita plot dia pula, kita have a 0, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we draw the loops. Okay, yang ini kita boleh 4 loops sekaligus. Okay, so dapat 4 loops. Okay, so the more simplified you punya bullet expression lah. Okay, and then this one we have, okay, 4 loops. Okay, horizontally, yang ini. Yang saya warnakan warna merah ni. Okay, alright. Okay, then you write the expressions, okay, for each loop. So here, okay, this one, look at the column involved, okay, and the row that involved. Okay, which one can be eliminated? B and the B bar. So you got A, and you also can eliminate C and C bar. So you got A here. So the expression for this loop is A. Sama juga dengan the red loops. Okay, so for the red loops, okay, you involve this particular loops. Okay, therefore, yang ini dia eliminate semua sekali for this particular column so that they can got only rows of C bar. Okay, so therefore, your answer should be Y equals to A plus C bar. Okay. Okay, so now kita tengok example-example ni lebih banyak kena tengok macam mana kita nak how we can draw the loops, okay, the possible loops that have in the 3 input variables, okay. So tadi 4, okay, 2, okay. This another case, another example of Kmap table, okay, where we can draw the loops, okay, that produce in the other sides, okay, in the left and right side of your table, okay, right, because when you combine, when we combine, okay, we get kita temukan dia balik, okay, dia menjadi satu. So bila kita write the expression here, kita tengok the column that involve and the row that involve, okay. So therefore this column A bar dot B bar and A bar dot B, so we can eliminate A bar and A because you can have as 1. So your answer and the C bar, okay, is only C bar that involved. So therefore the answer should be B bar dot C bar. Okay, boleh kiri kanan. Okay. So ini itu untuk 2. Kalau 4 pun boleh. Okay, you have 4 kiri kanan, flip a container, a cylinder here. Yang ini. But okay, on the both sides. So when we combine on these two, okay, we can have simplified as Boolean expression lah. Okay, then you look into this column. So you has A bar dot B bar and A dot B bar. Okay, so you can neutralize, okay, ataupun eliminate the A bar and A to so that you get a B bar, and you have C bar and C also eliminate again because this is equal to 1. So therefore your Boolean expression is Y equals to B bar. Okay, that is how the possible of patterns, okay, of loop that in the three variables Kmap. Okay, so start with the biggest loops. Okay, 8 followed by 4 and followed by 2. Okay, now we go to more on the four variables schema. Okay, the four variable schemas allow you for to have loop containing of 2, 4, 8 and 16. So, 3 variable kita sampai 8, yang ini kita boleh sampai 16 because 2 to the power 4 is 16. So, you have a 6 cell. So, you have a possibility of 6 cell of 1, 8, 4 or 2 punya cell 1 in the Kmap table. Okay, in the firstly, what you need to do, you can draw the loop that have the biggest of 1. Okay, kalau 8, 8, 16, 16, and then followed by the 4 and 2 of 1's punya in the loops in the tables. Okay, this is the first example of 4 input variables. Okay, with the truth table. Dia lagi banyak lah. Okay, the truth table for the 4 variables is quite big. Okay, because 2 to the power of 4 is 16. So the cell is between 0 to 15. Okay, so we only plot of the output of logic 1 for the particular cell. For example, here we have third cell, fourth cell, fifth cell, sixth cell, seventh cell, okay, 13 cell and 15 cell. Alright, so this cell will be plotted into the 4 variables of Kmap. Bila kita buat 4 variables of Kmap of table, so we have 4 columns and the 4 rows. The first column represent by A bar dot B bar. Second column will be A bar dot B. Ni, A bar dot B. Okay, the third column is A dot B and the fourth column is A dot B bar. Okay, for the rows pula represent by C bar dot D bar, C bar dot D, and the third row is C dot D, and the fourth row is C dot D bar. To label of column and rows. And how about the cell? So cell also you kena label sebab the ordering of the cell in the 4 variable Kmaps is different. Okay, so you start with the left of your columns, which is start with 0 and 1, and for the second row, second cell will be at the fourth row, okay, and third cell will be at the third row, okay. 4 will be at the second column, followed by 5, and 6 column will be at the fourth row, and seventh column will be at the third row, and the eighth cell will be at the fourth column, followed by 9, and the 10 will be at the fourth row, and 11 will be at the third row. So 12, 13, okay, at the third column, okay, and the 14 will be at the fourth row, and 15 will be at the third row. Okay, and then so dah kita organize kita punya table organize by labeling the column and the row and also the cell. Now we're plotting. Okay, so when you plot, so based on the numbers of output 1 in the truth table. For example, you have 1 at the cell 3, cell 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then you have 13 and 15. Okay, now you draw the loops. So to draw the loops, okay, you find the highest one. Okay, so therefore we have 4 adjacent cell of 1 here. Oops. And then you have here the green one, 4, and another one is 2. Okay, so after you draw the loops, then you write the expression for each loop lah. Okay, so for this one, the vertical of red loop ni, okay, so you have all the 4 rows, okay, that involved. So maknanya they eliminate lah. It become ones lah. And then the expression will be involve only the second column, which is A bar dot B. Right? And then for the green loops, okay, so when you write the expression, look at the column that involve, which is A bar dot B and AB. And then the row will be C bar and dot D. So now you look into A bar dot B, A bar dot A, that which is it can be eliminated. So you got B for column, and for the C, okay, you have for the rows, okay, you can eliminate C bar and C. So you got the D. So the green loops here will be represented as B dot D. And we have a blue loops. So this loop using a two loops, okay, of containing of one, okay, and then when you write the expression involve these two columns, so A bar dot B bar, A bar dot B, so you eliminate the B bar, so you got A bar, and this is involve only this row, which is C dot D. So therefore your loops for this particular blue loops here, the Boolean expression for this particular loops of this blue loop is A bar dot C dot D. So your answer should be Y equals to A bar dot B plus BD plus A bar CD. Okay. Right. So this is the second example of four variables. Okay, map. Okay, by now kita akan tengok you have kita ni lebih kita tengok kepada pattern the pattern of loops that may available in the fourth variable. Okay, in the fourth variable K map. Okay. In the fourth variable kita ni kita boleh nampak dia 8 terus. Kita boleh draw the loops of 8 of 1 here. And then you have a loops of 4. Okay. Okay. And then we write the expressions. Okay. So therefore this is in this column. So you have A bar A dot B and A. So A mati. And this one of course all is 1. Okay. So you dapat B. Okay. Punya expression. Okay. So you've got again for here. For these loops. Okay. Alright. So all these column will be eliminated as a 1. Okay, and this row is involved this row, which is C bar dot D. So therefore your answer should be Y equals to B plus C bar D. Okay. Alright. So this is the third example of fourth variable Kmaps. Okay. So of course they boleh on the both side like this. Okay, dua macam ni. Okay, like a cylinder. Okay, so this is involve this column A dot B bar and A dot B bar, and then this involve this row. Okay, so therefore kita akan eliminate A bar and A. So the answer of this expression is B bar. Okay, Y equals to B bar K dot C bar D. Okay, alright. Okay, ni kalau dua. Boleh tak 4 kiri kanan? Boleh. Okay, 4 kiri kanan atas bawah ataupun kiri kanan pun boleh. So the example here is the top bottom of the A1. Okay, of 1. Okay, which we combine okay each other, and then when you can write the expression of A bar dot B, A dot B. Okay, and then this involve of this one and C bar dot D bar and C bar dot D. Then we knew this A bar and A will be eliminated. C bar and C will be eliminated. So therefore your expression of this loop is B bar dot D bar. Okay. Ni macam mana kita simplify lah. Okay. And this one, yang ni boleh berpenjuru. Yes, of course it can be a penjuru when you combine like macam box. Okay, combine dia menjadi satu. So we have a corner for each four corner of the plot of one in the Kmaps. So therefore, when you write the expressions, okay, you involve this column and this row. Okay, so we eliminate of the A bar and A, okay, which is B bar, and then this one we involve okay C bar dot D bar and C dot d bar. So we eliminate c bar and c. So you got d bar. So your answer should be y equals to b bar dot d bar. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you.